Hi my lovelies, another day, another morning, and my new little coffee corner, it's been waiting for me to break it in. So here's our opportunity, let's make ourselves a yummy drink. Baby, it's been a long time since your girl's had herself a nice cup of coffee, so this is truly well deserved. But hey babes, what is up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. Before a lot of you guys come for me in the comments, yes, I am pregnant and yes, my doctor allowed me to have 200 milligrams of caffeine a day. He said it's not a problem at all, and that is way less than how much I have in a single cup of coffee because as you can tell, I like my coffee super light. But listen, with what I've got planned for today, I need that little boost of caffeine. And you guys want to know why? Because for the first time ever, Haley the Builder is actually going to go in and attempt to do a power tools project, and I'm a little bit nervous about it. All right, listen, in our previous video, let me just say, you guys gave me so much love on all the home decor that we did in this space, and truly I feel like so many corners of our kitchen are now like oozing with charm. But once that video was done, I asked you, what makeover do you guys want to see next? It was down to my office makeover or finally tackling a corner of the living room that I have been avoiding for the longest time. And because there was an overwhelming amount of votes for you guys saying that it is time that I tackle my living room, I have to say, you're right, and the time has come. Welcome to my slightly neglected and truly little boring living room, which as you guys know, we really don't have a lot going on. Our kitchen, I am really happy with. Our dining room, I mean, our bookshelves look beautiful. But right over here, you see this wall right here? It definitely needs a little something something. Because truly, you guys, this is what my living room is looking like. Other than the rug, my couch, my coffee table, and my big thrifted mirror, we don't really have a lot going on. I'll tell you guys what, ever since we went ahead and installed those built-in bookshelves, it added so much character and charm to this area that I feel like we need to continue it to this wall right here. And what I think will be the best way to do it is to add something called a box molding or trim molding. Here are a couple of photo examples of some living room spaces that have an accent wall with a bunch of beautiful box molding on it. These are basically little trim pieces of wood that you go ahead and measure according to your preference and design style and add them to your wall. They can serve as an accent wall on their own or even a beautiful way to help you frame some artwork and some wall decor. I am so much leaning to make this house look more traditional. I want it to look older than it really does. And so many older homes have characteristics like this. Crown molding and trim molding, shiplap, beadboard, any kind of texture that you can add to the walls really brings so much character and charm to your space. So for today's video, we're gonna do this all together from beginning to end. From choosing a design, to figuring out our measurements, to taking you along with me to Home Depot and choosing trim, to actually installing it on the wall. The beautiful thing about box molding is that there's actually so many different ways to do it without having to use any power tools whatsoever. So why don't you say that we jump right into it, shall we? Alright you guys, so this is my train of thought. When it comes to moldings, there are different kind of designs that you can go ahead and do. Very popular combinations are usually doing kind of like a bigger square up top and then a smaller square at the bottom. But I actually came across this Instagram reel, which honestly the calculations that she did and the design ended up being so beautiful and I think would look so great on our wall. So what I'm actually planning on doing is actually 3 squares on this big main wall and 1 square right above the mirror right here. I feel like it will be a really great way to kind of like tie the mirror in because you have to admit it would be very weird to have the molding on this wall and then nothing right there. So at this point, we're gonna have to do our calculations and I don't want you to get overwhelmed because this is actually very simple and I'm gonna try to break it down for you as great as I can. So for step 1, just get a paper to be your guide, a tape measure, and a pen. That's all you need. The first calculation I wanna make is for this main wall. So I'm gonna disregard the mirror right here and I'm basically gonna take the measurement from the edge of the mirror all the way to the edge of the wall. That's gonna be measurement number 1. The length is 146 and then for the second measurement, you're gonna want the height. So we're gonna start off at the top of the baseboard all the way up to the top of the ceiling. We've got a height of a 114. Okay, so we have our length and our height. Now, the only other thing I wanted you guys to keep in mind is that I actually ended up getting myself this block right here. It's called a spacer. This is a 6" by 6" piece of wood that I'm actually gonna use to establish the gaps between all of my boxes. So this would be the distance of gap number 1. This will be the start of gap number 2. And then I'm gonna use that same spacer in between all of my boxes. But you guys are gonna see what I mean in just a second. Okay, so I spent a little time putting together like all of the little measurements, and here is my template. Our situation is a little bit more complicated because I do have the mirror to accommodate for, but to make your guys' life easier, if you do want to go ahead and do this, I'm gonna leave a link down below to a reel that I followed that was like a step-by-step guide on how to figure out the measurements of each of the boxes and the kind of spacing you need and all that stuff. It's really gonna make it so easy for you if you do want to create a template yourself. So now that we have our template, I'm gonna go ahead with my little laser level and some masking tape, and I kind of want to tape off what it's gonna look like on the wall just to really make sure that I like the positioning of everything. This little thing, by the way, a laser level, will make your life so much easier. Instead of having to use an actual level for each one of the pieces you're gonna put up, this is like $25 and it is the best investment for your sanity. So let's get to templating. Whew, you guys, okay, I pretty much put up all the tape molding for like majority of it. I still didn't do the top layer because honestly, I don't really think I need to. I think I can kind of envision what it's gonna look like, but I have to say I broke such a sweat doing that. Taking this on, being like halfway through my pregnancy is kind of a lot. But what can I say? I'm like extra impulsive right now. I actually need to go ahead and reapply my deodorant. Seriously, it's gotten to a point where I've needed 2 of these and have to carry one in my purse at all times. But this one is actually cute to take around because look at how adorable this little case is. This is actually from the brand Wild, and I'm telling you, they are the perfect sponsor for today's video because ever since my pregnancy, you pregnant mamas know you sweat so much more than you usually do, which is fine because sweating is normal and it's actually good for you. If you guys are still someone that is using an antiperspirant instead of a deodorant, which is something that contains aluminum in it, I highly recommend that you switch it out. I've talked to you guys about this again and again because what aluminum deodorants do is that they actually clog your pores, which keep you from sweating. But like I said, sweating is good for you. You're supposed to be letting all those toxins out of your body. So in the beginning stages, when I first made my swap, yes, I smelled for a little bit and it took a while for my body to get used to it. But now that I haven't been using aluminum deodorants for, I want to say 2 years, I will never go back. And this brand Wild has been my absolute favorite. I have 2. One I keep upstairs and one I take with me wherever I go. This brand is actually so special because they actually allow you to choose a case for life. What does that mean? All of their deodorants are actually refillable. I just finished one of my last refills. Let me show you guys how I swap it out for a new one. This is how their plastic-free refills come. They have over 14 delicious scents for you to choose from. You just pull it out like this. This one is the Juicy Mango. It is one of my favorites. You open up your case and just pop it right on top, slide your case back on, and then use it just like a regular deodorant. And then that is literally it. The case I've been taking with me on the go is this polka dot one, which is actually a limited edition collab with Emma Bridgewater. The scent I have in here is called Summer Breeze. It just smells like how summer feels, like clean laundry that's drying out in the sun. Their formulas are powered by plants. They have no aluminum salts or parabens. It's so much better for my body. It doesn't clog my pores and it still allows me to sweat, but I am no longer stinky. Instead, I'm smelling really fresh thanks to all of these incredible scents. So babes, browse their website, choose out an adorable case for yourself because they have so many cute ones to choose from. And guys, Wild is doing it right. They don't only have refillable deodorant, but they have lip balms, hand wash, and body wash as well, all following the same mission, which is to reduce the amount of plastic waste that we have in our home and instead use compostable refills that are just so much better for our planet. So check out Wild down below where you can shop all of their incredible refillable products. And for a limited time, if you guys use my discount code haleyscorner20, you can get 20% off of all of their products that are vegan, effective, and most definitely pretty. And like I said, the case, you only really need to buy one, so why not make sure that it's a cute one? Now that we've remedied the heat and I'm back to smelling good, let's go on ahead and do the true fun part of the project, which is actually cutting and putting up our moldings. Earlier today, I stopped by Home Depot and actually choosing my moldings. I forgot to take my vlog camera, but I did record a little bit on my phone, so let me roll that footage right now. I actually left the house without my vlog camera, but it's okay. We've got our handy dandy phones. But right now I'm in the trim and molding section here at Home Depot, and let me show you which one it is I'm gonna choose out. So right over here, what you're gonna want is the base cap molding. This is basically what each piece looks like. It has a little bit of an indent, and you can see a thicker side on one and a thinner side on the other. And moldings are honestly so freaking beautiful. If I definitely had an older home, I would have even done something really fun. But we are sticking with the traditional look, so I think this classic one would be your best bet. $10 per piece. We are gonna need quite a bit of them, but I think it's buy one, get one 30% off, so even better. Here we go. We have all of our molding trim. I got about 14 pieces because I definitely think that that would be enough, especially for the longer sides. But if there's any left over, I can always go ahead and return it or buy more if needed. I'm gonna link the exact ones that I got down below, but this is basically what it looks like. You can see that it's got one thicker side and one thinner. This is called a finger jointed base cap molding. And I actually got it primed because most of the time it comes in a wood color, but the fact that it already comes white makes it so much easier to go ahead and paint later. And remember how I said that this is a project you could do even if you don't have power tools? Well, instead of actually needing any kind of saw to cut these pieces, we are actually going to be using something called miter shears. This is basically what it looks like. It is honestly the coolest thing. It's basically like a type of clipper that has a little dial over here that you can switch according to the angle that you need. Because we are going to be making everything like a picture frame, you want the corners to match up really pretty. And this allows you to cut the corners in that way so you can get the exact length you want at the exact angle you need. So at this point, this is why I highly recommend having a diagram of all of your lengths already, because it's going to make the process so much quicker if I have everything cut and then all I really have to do is put it on the wall. So according to the lengths that I have marked off on here, I'm going to cut every single one of these moldings down to size and just group them on the floor so that I know exactly which length is where. Okay, so all of my trims are pre-cut and ready to go. And I'm hoping that we can like really speed through this now that all of that is ready. For the first time, I'm gonna be using my own set of power tools. Guys, I literally got these back when we were building the bookshelves, but I never even had a chance to use them. So this will officially be my first time. I'm gonna start off with the easiest one, a nail gun. If you guys are somebody who wants to do this without power tools, it is very, very possible. Here's an example of somebody who did it. You can actually manually go in and set in those nails. Literally, you would just take your nail and you would just use the little hammer tool to hammer them in. I definitely thought for me it was worth the investment because I'm going to be doing a lot more projects in the house and this will definitely make it go so much quicker. So if you don't have power tools, there is a way to do it. But if you are somebody who is ready to kind of dabble into something of a power tool, a nail gun is definitely easiest. So with this, the first step you're going to want to do is just make sure that your battery's not in, just so that we don't accidentally shoot ourselves here. I'm going to take my nails. This is actually an 18 gauge gun. The lower you go on the gauge, the thicker the nails. So 18 gauge is basically the thickness. If you go 16, it's a thicker nail and it's for tougher projects. I ended up going with 2" in length. People said that that's pretty standard. And we're just gonna load those right in with the head of the nails away. All that's left is to add in the battery. And the great thing about this, you can see the light turn on. Until you pull down the trigger and shoot, nothing will actually come out. So you have to simultaneously be pulling it down and pressing the lever at the same time for it to actually shoot a nail. Wish me luck. We're about to get started. I'm gonna remove off the tape and just make sure everything is leveled with my laser level before we go in and start building our wall molding. All right, first molding is up, and honestly guys, not bad at all. The only thing that I did notice that I have to keep in mind is you see right over here, it's not that we didn't measure things correctly, it's the fact that my wall itself is not level. You see how it's like an extra bulge right here? So because of that, it kind of throws off the measurements a bit, but honestly, we are going to be filling in all of these little nail holes and all of these creases, including all these areas. You're really like not gonna see it. It's a trust the process kind of situation. Handling that nail gun is actually so much easier than I thought. And just even stepping back right now, this is already looking so good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start to go vertically up, and then we're gonna be using our spacers to get the spaces for the next set of moldings as we go. despite the fact that I am wearing the same thing, it is actually the next morning. Whew, the amount of work that we've done. I mean, truly though, I'm taking a look in my living room. Worth it. Worth it, worth it, worth it. It looks so good. We're not finished up just yet, but let me show you the progress. Of course, don't mind the aftermath mess that I still need to clean up, but guys, oh my god, it looks so good. Oh my gosh, guys, I am actually so obsessed. I think the design that we chose just turned out so beautiful. I love the amount of squares and I love the difference in width. Breaking my head over all the math I had to do, definitely worth it, because just like, look at how much more beautiful this wall looks now. And now that you guys can actually see it, you can kind of see my design come together. Basically, this panel right here and this panel are the same size, and then the width of this one matches the width of the mirror right here, which is how I was able to figure out how long I wanted this part. I basically just took the length of my mirror, knowing I was going to put a frame right on top, and then just replicated it here in the middle. So then now it looks so even and the mirror looks so much more integrated, right? So before I went to bed last night, basically what I did is I went in and roughly just filled in a lot of like the nail holes at least one time, including a lot of these corners as well, because there was a big gap in some of them because like I said, our walls were not even. But as you can see, we still have not actually caulked any of the edges, which we will do today. So on today's list of what I gotta do is I gotta finish up caulking all of those little seams. But not only are we gonna do all of that caulking today, I'm actually having a little crisis and a little dilemma over paint color. And I'm definitely gonna need your guys' help today because I have a few samples and I'm gonna need your opinions, so stay tuned. But thought I would quickly go ahead and make myself breakfast because we've got a lot of sweating we are gonna do today. And baby right here is definitely hungry. So let me show you a really special yummy breakfast that I've been making myself. And if you guys are able to get your hands on this and recreate it, definitely do because it's gonna be yummy. So we are actually gonna be making something called malawach. This is a Yemenite puff piece of bread that basically comes frozen just like this. You go ahead and pan cook it on a little bit of oil and it puffs up and becomes so crispy and flaky. And then it kind of becomes like a little pizza crust, I guess, that you can fill with whatever toppings you want. I love to keep it very Mediterranean. So I grate in some tomato and of course you gotta top it off with the feta. Let me show you how it's done. Breakfast time is truly my favorite time. And guys, just take a look at how good that is. I mean, it's like my own little Mediterranean pizza, but like the flaky puff crust is the best. And I actually just eat it like this. Cut myself some little slices and dig in just like that. It's so good. So usually I have a goal that every time I eat breakfast, I really try to like eat more protein. I am currently 5 months pregnant, which is actually so insane to think of because here I am like vlogging and doing my DIYs on the regular. And I know that sometimes in my comments, you guys are like, Haley, slow down. What are you doing? You're pregnant. Take it easy. But if you guys don't already know me, I have the kind of personality, especially if I know something big is coming, like a baby. I want to do my best to get this home in order in every aspect that I can so that when baby's here, I can truly like just enjoy certain stuff. And like these are all projects that I'm sharing with you that I've just been wanting to do for so long. And just know, like, I don't work out. I don't go to any workout classes. My way of staying active is to just do things in the home. I don't push it. I don't lift heavy things. Whatever I feel like maybe overdoing it, Aaron steps in and he helps me out with it. But doing all this stuff and doing all this stuff on my own, like the backyard makeover, this wall makeover, the little kitchen redecoration, it truly just brings me so much joy. And if anything, I think it's going to infuse so much creativity into this little bub, which honestly, this pregnancy is going by so quickly. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I don't even think you officially know what gender I'm having. A couple weeks ago, we did a little gender reveal with the family when we were in Orlando. In case you guys did miss it, let me quickly roll the footage here. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm nervous. having another baby girl, and I am so excited. A part of me was kind of expecting it because if you don't know, my mom is one of 5 sisters and I'm one of 3 sisters. Like, I don't have any brothers. So like having girls is just something that runs in my family. And of course, one day I would like love the chance to have a son. That would be so exciting. We are really thrilled about the fact that my 3 girls are gonna grow up together and close in age, and they're gonna be like little besties. Aliyah and Naomi are so close already. So I just know that the 3rd addition to that, like, she's gonna be a completely different kid, and I'm so excited to get to know her and for you guys to get to know her and like just see that whole baby experience once again. But we still have time for all of that before baby even arrives. Right now, especially in these vlogs, I want to focus on getting as much stuff done in the house as possible in preparation for baby 2. That means the nursery, the girls' bedrooms, my office. There's like so many makeovers that are coming up, and as long as I have the energy for it, we're gonna tackle them all. But I know that so many of you guys are also like in a stage of life that you're either pregnant right now or you're expecting or even hoping to expect. If you are pregnant, tell me, during your pregnancy, do you feel this like fire to just get as much done as you need? Or are you totally like, hey, I'm a pregnancy princess, I want to sleep, I want to chill, I don't want to do anything, don't touch me? Comment down below what kind of experience you've usually had with your pregnancies, because with every baby, this has been me, just on fire, wanting to do stuff, take care of stuff all the time. But okay, let me get this little baby girl fed, and then we can get back to finishing up our wall and of course getting into the new paint samples. Oh, decisions. Well, hi my lovelies. I actually feel like I'm just skipping through the days at this point, but it is the next morning. Officially, the wall moldings are done. They are caulked, they are seamless. The only thing that is left is obviously to get them painted. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me show you what they're looking like right now, and then we'll get into the whole painting aspect of it all right after. So quick little reminder as to how this looked like before we had any of the wall moldings, and it just needed a little something. So this is our living room before, and here's what it's looking like after. Oh my gosh. I am so in love now that the couch is in its actual space. You can really kind of see what it looks like as a backdrop. And let me just say, the biggest change I've noticed is just how much more integrated the mirror looks now into the wall. Literally looks like it's meant to be here. Like it is part of this entire collage because of the fact that we made the top right here the same length and then this middle the same length as well. It just feels like this was the plan. This is where the mirror was meant to be. And I just love it so much. I mean, as always, when it comes to my DIYs, this area is all clean, but we still got a messy kitchen, a messy dining room area, which I actually have a lot of updates to share with you guys about this whole dining room. We're gonna get to that in a future vlog. The bookshelves still need to be styled. Like all the books we have are so random, not styled at all. But the sheer fact that we have all this character from the bookshelves and the beadboard that just now carries right into this main wall. I mean, I love this so much. Even vlogging, this looks so much better than it looked before. But okay, next thing that we actually have to decide is the whole painting situation. You can see that the moldings are obviously a different color from the wall, but the reason as to why I haven't painted it yet is because I am thinking that we may change the paint color on our main floor. So yes, like I've mentioned to you guys, this is where you're gonna come in and help me out with making this decision, because so many of you, especially around the time when I like first installed this backsplash, commented on the fact that our wall color was a little bit too cool leaning with like how warm our kitchen actually is, and I have to say I definitely agree. I do feel like the wall right now is too much of a stark difference with all the warmth we have going on. So I am actually pulling out some of the paint samples that we had when we were initially renovating this house. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had 3 samples from Sherwin-Williams and 3 samples from Benjamin Moore, and I thought I would pull them out again and try them out now that we actually have a color scheme, now that we actually have our wooden tones. I'm gonna apply a couple of these samples to the wall in the kitchen area and in the living room as well, because it's very important to test out paint samples in different areas of lighting that get different directions of light, because whether your windows are south facing or east facing, that can really affect the way that a color looks in your home. So for Sherwin-Williams, we've got Alabaster and we've got Greek Villa. These are both really popular colors from this brand that tend to lean a lot more creamy. They have slight yellow undertones. And then when it comes to Benjamin Moore, we've got Simply White and White Dove. Simply White is known to be a very yellow color, but I kind of wanted to put it on the wall to just compare it to the rest and see how much warmer it really is. And then White Dove does have a little bit of like a gray, maybe slightly pink undertone, which will be interesting. It looks really beautiful and creamy online, but again, online and in person, it's it's completely different. So let me get these opened up. I'm gonna find a couple little spots in the home that I want to test it out, and then we will see if we're gonna be changing the paint color or not. Here's what it's looking like in the kitchen. You can already see that there's some of them that are definitely darker than others, but I don't know if that's something I should be scared of, or will that actually make the home feel a little bit more cozy and not so stark and bright? Okay, well you guys, this is where we're at. I have the paint samples right over here on the main wall, and this is honestly such a hard decision, and I don't know. I'm like truly scared, but I really want you guys right now, comment down below which of these four you feel like you like the most. I'm gonna show you the paint colors in all the little corners of the house, and tell me which one you like. I'm just gonna number them off. Tell me if you're feeling any of these. Should I like search for some more paint colors, or should I select from one of these four? I definitely do know that I want to go a little bit warmer with this house, but your suggestions would definitely help me out so much. But guys, we actually got so much done today. I love this so much as a backdrop. Thank you all so much for watching. If you are watching up to this point, you know that you're the real MVP. I love the ones who stick around all the way till the end. If you are watching up to this point, comment down below DIY mama, because guys, I have officially gotten over my fear of power tools, and I am so happy and so proud of it. So be sure to comment that down below. Let me know what you're thinking about the molding, and also, of course, this wall needs some kind of decor. I'm just trying to think, do we go with like one big painting? Do we go with like a collage of different items? Do we maybe do some wall sconces instead of the lamp? If you have any ideas and suggestions, let me know down below, because now comes the fun part of actually like thrifting things that we can add to the wall. Or do you think we should kind of just leave it blank? I mean, that can be an option too. I'm also going to be sure to link Wild down below, guys. Deodorants, hand washes, soaps, everything you use on the daily, but in refillable packaging. It is better for our earth. They use amazing ingredients, and you'll stay smelling fresh no matter what project you're up to. You could use my code haleyscorner20 to get 20% off any product on their website, and I'm telling you, this is the deodorant that you were looking for. With all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. From one problem to the next, you're always here to help me solve them, so cannot wait to see you guys in my next one.